Hello students. So today we are going to continue with our revision of the chapter from Sumita Arora chapter PDF. Okay. So as I've told you before also, I've completed 99% or 90% of the topics of your chapter 3 functions through our videos. Okay. Chapter 2 functions through our videos. But what I'm doing just now, that because I have provided you with the PDF of Sumita Arora, so that is why I'm revising it from the book itself. Okay, so that it is easier for you to understand, because it may be this PDF may seem to be very long to some people. Okay, some people may also get frightened also by looking at the PDF. You may get worried that how will you study and so on. So that is why I'm again repeating some main topics from the PDF, so that it will be easier for you to understand, and then you can make notes also. Okay, but it doesn't mean that we haven't completed a syllabus, completed chapter, because we have completed almost for all topics for the chapter in the previous videos. Okay, that is why I will go through this PDF at a very fast rate. Okay, I will not spend much time on every topic, because we have already covered that in the videos which have been uploaded before. This is just a revision of what we have studied before. Okay, so we have studied about arguments and parameters. What was the difference? That parameters are the values which are being received as parameters in the function definition. So the variable list which we see in the function definition, in the function header, that is the parameters. Okay, and the values which are being passed are the arguments. Okay, this is a very minute difference between the two. Those who are present in the today's live class, I have explained this to them. Okay, so I have seen that many of you are missing this live classes. They are not attending live classes. You are not viewing the videos also. I am giving you a very strict warning that if you don't do so, if you don't attend the live classes from tomorrow, even today your attendance was not marked, those were absent, and from tomorrow onwards, even if you are late by 10 minutes, I will not mark your attendance for the class. Okay, and as like the regular classes, this attendance will also be treated for marking purpose also. You will also be marked on the attendance. If you are attending the classes regularly and you are doing assignments, then you will get marks in your internal assessment. Otherwise, your marks will also be cut for your internal assessment, which will be sent to the board also. So your board marks also depend on the regularity and your punctuality of the classes also. So be very sincere and serious in your classes. Go through the videos which I am uploading, study properly from them. Okay, listen to them properly, and also live classes are also very important for you. Okay, so both the things are very important for us, the videos which I'm uploading, as well as the live classes. Okay, so don't miss any of them. So let us continue with the video here. So what actually are, see the note here, it is mentioned here, the values being passed through a function call statement are called arguments, or actual parameters, or actual arguments, and the values received in the function definition header are called the parameters, or the formal parameters, or formal arguments. Okay, so this is the difference between the two. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you now. See, for example, here I have told you what happens, this 5,3, just wait a minute. Okay, so here this 3 comma 4, for example, here they are arguments. Okay, and then if you can see this, here we have defined a function which is known as named as multiply. After multiply, what we have written in the after def we have written multiply, then after multiply we have written a comma b. Okay, so this a comma b in the parenthesis is the variable list, or it is actually the parameters of the function. Okay, these parameters, when the values are passed, when the function is being called, then who will receive the values? These parameters will receive the values which are being passed to the function when the function is being called. Okay, whenever the function is being called, what will happen? If we have defined some parameters in the function, then some values as arguments will be sent to the function while calling. Okay, and so these parameters, the values, the parameters, the variables in the parameter list, these are actual parameters. They will receive the values which are these parameters will receive the values which are being sent as arguments to the function. Okay, and the values which are sent as values which are sent to the function are known as the arguments. Okay, so one more thing, if you are passing values of immutable types like numbers, strings, etc., then what will happen? The value, the called function cannot alter the values of the passed arguments. Why? Because they are immutable. Immutable means what? They are not modifiable. Okay, so that is why their values are not modified in the original object. What happens in the case of immutable objects? A copy of that object is created in the function first, and then that copied value is modified, and a new object is created from the modified value. Okay, which is totally different from the original object. That is why if you check the ID of the new object by using ID function, then you can see that the ID of the passed object and the ID of the modified object are different. Why? Because the modified object is always different from the original object. Okay, because the modification is done on the object only after creating a copy of the original object and not on the original object. That is why when you see when any number, even if you see in the case of numbers, if any number is passed to the function, then what we will see, and after the function has stopped executing, if you again want to print the value of the variable which was sent to the function, that value will remain as the same. It will not be changed. Why? Because if any modification was done to the value, that was done only on the copied object. That was not done on the original object. The original object is again unmodified after returning the function, after returning from the function itself. Okay, so if the function will not be able to do any modification to the immutable objects, but in the case of mutable objects like list and dictionaries, your original object will be modified inside the function, and so the changes will be reflected in the function also, in the original object also. Okay, now passing parameters. Okay, the Python supports 3 types of parameters. All these things we have discussed in the videos. It is just a revision. Okay, so Python supports 3 types of formal arguments or parameters, which are positional arguments or the required arguments. The position arguments are the arguments which I have studied. So these positional arguments are the arguments for which the position are fixed. Okay, we can't change the position and the number of those arguments. Okay, then the second is the default arguments. Okay, default arguments, you will see what are the meaning of default arguments, and the third is the keyword or the named arguments. Okay, so first of all we will take the case of the positional or required arguments. What are these? When you create a function call for a given function, we need to match the number of arguments with the number of parameters required. Okay, this is a very simple thing which I have discussed. Whenever if we have created 3 variables in the parameter list of a function, then we have to pass 3 values when we are calling the function. Like for example, if we have defined a check function with 3 parameters a, b, and c. Okay, if you can see here, what is there? This check is check is an example of a function which you have defined, and what is there in the check function? We have 3 parameters which are named as a, b, and c. Okay, so there could be 3 possible function calls. 3 types of calls are, first of all, the first type will be by passing 3 variables. Okay, if all three values which are passed are variables, this is one type of call. Second type of call will be if you are having one numerical value and 2 variables. Okay, it means that we are having a mixture of literals or variables and so on. Okay, literal plus variables we are passing. Some are literal, some are variables. This is the second type of function call, and the third type of function call is the by passing all 3 values as literals. Okay, so there are 3 ways to call this function, but in all 3 cases, the one thing will be common, that the position of the arguments are fixed. It means that if we are passing arguments in the order x, y, z, then what will happen? X will be received by a, y will be received in b, and z will be received in c. Similarly, if you are passing 2x and y, then their position is also fixed. 2 will be received in a, x will be received in b, and third argument, which is y, will be received in c. So this means that in all the above function calls, the number of passed values has matched with the number of received values parameters also. Also, the values are given position wise or order wise, which is fixed. Okay, so it is very clear to all of you. So what happens through such function calls? The arguments must be provided for all parameters, and the values of arguments will be matched with the parameters position wise or order wise. Okay, so this way of parameter or an argument specification is called positional arguments or required arguments or mandatory arguments, as no value can be skipped from the function call. It means that if there are 3 arguments defined if there are 3 parameters defined in the function, then at least and exactly 3 values are to be passed in the function call. We can't decrease or increase the number of arguments. Okay, we can't decrease the number of arguments also, we can't increase the number of arguments also. If there are 3 fixed parameters in the function, then while calling the function, 3 fixed arguments should also be passed. Okay, and no value can be skipped from the function call, as we can and we cannot change the order of the values also. You cannot assign the value of the first argument to the third parameter. This is the main feature of positional arguments. Okay, then default arguments. Default arguments are means what? We are specifying a default value of any of the argument of any of the parameter, then that becomes a default argument. Okay, if you already know the value for a certain parameter, like for example in an interest calculating function, then what we know and what we can do, we can supply that value into the function while defining the parameter itself. Okay, while creating the function, while specifying the parameters, at that time only we can assign some default value to that parameter. Okay, Python allows us to assign default value to a function's parameter, which is useful in case a matching argument is not passed in the function call statement. So what happens, if you have already defined some default value to any parameter, then we can also skip passing any value to that parameter in the function call. If there is any default value of any parameter defined in the function, then we can also skip we can also skip the passing of that argument to the function. Means that argument is not compulsory to be passed to the function in case any default value has been supplied to that. In case any argument or any parameter of the function is supplied with a default value and it has been made as a default argument or default parameter, then that parameter is optional to be passed while calling the function. We can, if we want, we can pass any value to the default parameter or argument, and if we don't want, then we can also skip the passing of any value to that default argument or parameter. So this is the feature of the default argument or default parameter. Okay, like for example here, what is there, this interest function has been defined here, and what are there are three arguments, there are three parameters here: principal, time and rate. So out of these, principal and time are usual positional parameters because they are not default parameters, but the third one is the default parameter here, okay, which is rate here. So here, how is rate a default parameter? Because while creating the function itself, in the header we have specified a default value to this for this rate, which is 0.10. So this 0.10 is the default rate for the parameter rate. Okay, if a function call, if in a function call the value for rate is not provided, if we don't provide the value of rate while calling the function, then what will happen? This default value will be substituted in the place of the in the place of the send value for the rate parameter. Okay, it means that if we don't specify any value while calling the function for the rate parameter, then the default value will be treated as the default value will be treated as the value of the parameter for the rate parameter. Okay, so if we don't need to pass it is not compulsory for us to pass the value of the default parameter. If we don't pass any value to the default parameter, then then whatever value we have set as default value, that will be treated as the value for the default parameter in the function call. Okay, the default value is specified in a manner syntactically similar to a variable initialization. Like how do we initialize a variable? By specifying some value using the assignment operator, isn't it? So while we are defining a variable, a default keyword or while we are defining a default parameter, in that case also we can define a parameter as default only by using the variable initialization. Just like variable initialization, here also we can initialize the parameter by some default value. Okay, so the above function definition provides a default value of 0.10 for the parameter rate. Okay, so if any function call appears as follows, like here, if you are calling the function interest and we are specifying only two parameters. Okay, what does it mean? That these two parameters are for the first two arguments, which are principal and time. Here the principal has been passed as here this value 5400 has been received by the principal, and 2 has been sent for the time parameter. But for the rate we haven't passed any value. So what will happen in the case of rate? The default value which was specified in the function definition, that will be treated as the value of the rate parameter here also. Okay, then the value 5400 is passed to the parameter principal. The value 2 is passed to the second parameter time, and since the third argument rate is missing, so the default value 0.10 will be used for the rate here. Okay, but if a function call provides all three arguments, then what will happen? If no argument is missing and we are providing a value for the default argument also, then what will happen in that case? The default value will be substituted by this new value. If you provide a value for the default argument also, then what will happen? That new value will be substituting the default value in the function. Then the default value will not be used. Then what value will be used in the function? The new value or the proper value which you are passing for the default parameter, that value will be used in the function call, and the default value will be ignored. The default value will not be used. Okay, it will be substituted by the new value which you send in the function call. Okay, I think it is clear to all of you. Okay, now there's one very important rule to be followed. In a function header, any parameter cannot have a default value unless all parameter appearing on its right have their default values. It means that any parameter, if it is a default parameter, then it should always appear to the right of the parameter list. It should be appearing at the extreme right of the parameter list. We can't define a default parameter at the left side of the parameter list. Okay, I hope it is clear to all of you. Now we come on to the third one, which is your, okay, we do one thing, you revise this much. In the next video, we'll continue with the keyword arguments. Okay, till then, we'll end this video here only. Thank you. Keep watching this video and try to understand the videos properly.